If you activate the two chakras which are above the physical body, if those two chakras become active in someone, then we will not shave. In fact, we would like to grow it and tie it up just above that so that it is protected and nurtured. If you don't have enough hair, we will use cloth. You think I'm bandaged or something?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the video. Today we're watching and reacting to a very potent and powerful video by Sadhguru talking about hair. Is it okay for you to shave your hair off and to cut your beard off? And why do some yogis choose to shave their hair off compared to the yogis that don't shave their hair off? Is there any spiritual significance to this? So that's exactly what we're going to discuss and find out in this video. And stay tuned till the end because you're going to see my reaction and it's going to be very potent and powerful.
If you prune this tree today, the tree will focus its energy towards the area that's been pruned. And you will see, suppose you prune this part of the tree and don't prune that, you will see in this part of the tree, the number of leaves that will come out in the next 15 days or a month is much, much more than in the other part of the tree. Have you noticed this? Yes or no? Because now that this is pruned, the tree directs its energy in that direction. The others it will leave and direct this way because here the leaf must come back. The same happens in your body. If you suddenly remove this hair, then you will see the energies will move in that direction. So people who are doing certain type of sadhana want that to happen. So people don't just shave their head whenever they feel like it. On the darkest night of the month, which is called as the Shivaratri, the 14th day of the moon's phases, one day before Amavasya, on that day they shave because on that day and the Amavasya day and the next day, when the energies are… naturally there is an upsurge of energy in the human system, we want to accelerate that a little more. So on that day it is taken off because there is sadhana attached to that. If there is no sadhana, it won't make much of a difference. Some of you may know that, particularly ladies who have never shaved their head in their life, suddenly one day if they go and shave their hair, they will become mentally imbalanced because excessive energy in that direction they are not able to handle. If already there is a small imbalance, it will exaggerate itself because there is an excess energy movement in the direction. But if it's calibrated properly and there is a necessary sadhana to support it, it works to your benefit. So a spiritual seeker, a sadhaka, who is not only seeking for his spiritual well-being, who is seeking how to become an instrument of a larger possibility, such a person wants to use every little support that is available in nature. So shaving one's head is a part of that. If there is no such sadhana, if that type of sadhana is not there, shearing off the hair has really no meaning as such. And if somebody reaches a state where his energies are really bursting out of his head, if you activate the two chakras which are above the physical body, if those two chakras become active in someone, then we will not shave. In fact, we would like to grow it and tie it up just above that so that it is protected and nurtured. If you don't have enough hair, we will use cloth. You think I'm bandaged or something? Yes, in my leg, but so if there is not enough hair, then you have to use something else. But you will need that, otherwise there will be… once the two chakras above the physical body are on, it's a phenomenal possibility but it also makes your physical body little fragile. It tends to draw more than it should. And this is the reason lot of yogis die before they're 35. Because once they attain to a certain level of energy, if they don't know all the different aspects of the body, if they do not understand the mechanics of how the human system functions, if you do not understand all the tricks of the Creator, in how many ways He's made this so complex and sophisticated, because sophistication is not just to make it complicated. Sophistication means there are more possibilities than simplistic machine. This is a highly sophisticated machine, so once the energies have topped off, then it needs to be protected. If you have thick, long hair, that could be made use of. It's a natural garment. If you don't have, or if you're afraid you will lose your hair, then you dreadlock it. You know the dreadlocks you see in sadhu sannyasis, it can be done, I won't tell you how, because if you start going around with dreadlocks, that'll not be good. There is a way to get your hair into a dreadlock. So you do that. Or if you don't have that much hair, then you use something else. Garment or a cloth comes in handy. The nature of the body is such, the volume of energy that one neuron consumes in the body, in the brain, is many fold more than what one cell in the body consumes. So, in terms of the physical structure, how the energy consumption is distributed. You can see this yourself. If somebody worries about something, they will lose weight. The best ways to lose weight is worry about something. You know that, isn't it? Yes or no? Because more activity means, more stressful activity in the brain means it'll consume a lot of energy and it will bring down the body's weight. So, the reason why Hatha Yoga is as important as it is simply to be able to conduct the body in such a way that your energies are well rooted in your physicality before you attempt higher possibilities. If one is not well rooted in his physicality, then higher possibilities will take you off from physicality. Taking you off from physicality means one may become less capable physically or he may leave altogether. Some of the Buddhist scriptures say, Gautama, before his enlightenment, walked like a man. After his enlightenment, he walked like a woman. What they're trying to say is, the body became less. Physically, definitely a male body is little more than a female body. So he became little less. So he lost his manly capabilities and became soft because his energy shifted to a different dimension. That's what they're trying to say.
This is a phenomenal picture of Sadhguru, by the way, in Kailash. This is him intoxicated with his mind's eye, the pineal gland, you can just see it. And I've been to Kailash. My background here is Kailash. So let's briefly talk about this video. Sadhguru talked about the value of keeping your hair and the value of cutting off your hair. I have long hair. I don't shave my hair, I don't shave my beard, because it has advantageous effects. It keeps me in the body much better. It's much safer to have long hair than not to have long hair. In fact, just yesterday I thought about, well, what's the big deal if I just cut my hair off and it'll be easier, I don't have to shampoo my hair. No, that would be a very detrimental effect. That would hurt my body quite badly. And I see what Sadhguru means when he says that people that cut their hair randomly, especially women that have never cut their hair, they just shave their hair off, the energy rushes to the brain, rushes to the higher dimensions. And if you have just a little bit of insecurity or instability, that's where you'll go. You'll go loopy. So my very first video on this YouTube channel, you should go look up the oldest videos. I had long hair, very long hair. Then I went to Australia, and when I was in Australia, I knew I needed to shave my hair off because that was necessary for me to cut my weight like that, energetically speaking. But it's been more than a year now. My hair has grown back, and I'm gonna keep growing it until something happens. I don't know. Maybe I'll get dreadlocks, maybe I won't. I don't know, whatever is sensible. But in this video, there's a clip of Sadhguru showing dreadlocked hair. I'm gonna look at that clip. I'm gonna look at that picture. It's phenomenal. So we're gonna look at these guys. These guys have dreadlocked hair. Pretty cool. And when you dreadlock your hair, it contains your crown's energies. It locks it. And especially this guy on the right, not this guy, but the other guy, way over there. His is on top of the head, so the energy is fully contained in his body. None of it will leave to the top of the head. In my experience, energy leaves very badly through two parts of the body. And number one is the right leg, out of the right leg. And number two is the crown of the head. This is where energy leaves the most. And it's no mistake or accident that Sadhguru keeps an anklet or copper metal shackle on his right ankle, as well as always wears a turban when he records videos. That's why I wear a turban and tie a cloth around my head when I record videos, or wear at the very least, something like this. This does very minimal, but still it's very good, because it contains my energy and it makes my communication that much more potent. That's why I wear this. I don't wear this for fashion reasons. And the yogis want to contain their hair. They want to maintain their hair. They want to maintain that value inside of their bodies, meaning energy. So that's why they don't cut their hair. So this is a brahmachari from Sadhguru's tradition in his Isha Yoga Center, in his lineage. And he has a cotton cloth around his head. I don't know who this gentleman is. From what I know, people that have served the brahmachari's path for 12 years, they get to wear a cotton cloth around their head. Otherwise, they get their hair shaven off. And why do you get your hair shaven off? Because you want your energy to go to the top of your head. You want to open up this dimension. You want to go beyond. You want to explore the meaning of space and the universe. And that's done by cutting off the hair, and energy flows upwards to your body and it touches that space. So you can see the man right to the left side of Sadhguru, the one that's holding the umbrella. He has a shaven head. And when you shave your head, much more energy becomes available to you. And it's like a little cheat code or a trick for spirituality. To cut your hair and energy rushes there, and lots of possibilities are there. So why don't I do it? Why don't I cut my hair every single day, every single week? Because it's not needed, it's not necessary, it's not important anymore. It actually hurts your body quite badly, unless you're doing the right things, I guess, the right meditation practices, the right sadhana. So I wouldn't do that. It's much more beneficial and advantageous for me to keep my hair. It's a value, it's valuable. Having hair is valuable. So when I see people cutting their hair and shaping their face and cutting off their beard and hair, it's like, buddy, you don't know what you're doing. You have no awareness of your life or of your body. This has so much strength to it. This has so much potential and value. Even your fingernails, something that fingernails, cut it off. No, it has actually potency too. So if you're on the spiritual path and if you're working with energy, every little bit helps. So you have a long beard, that helps a lot. You have long hair, that helps a lot, tremendously, much more than you know. That's why Sadhguru doesn't cut his beard, doesn't cut his hair. He occasionally, very funnily, said that, you know, the image of the guru is like some guy in the calendar with a constipated look on his face going like this. And of course, he always has to have a long beard. He said it in a sarcastic, funny way, the beard part, but it's true. In essence, it's true. Yeah, because a wise man always has facial hair and long hair usually. Not because facial hair makes you wise, absolutely not. But because once you're wise, you grow facial hair naturally, because you realize fundamentally this is what the body needs. This is the body's responsibility for you to let it go, let it grow naturally, let it do what it wants to do. Not shape your face with a Gillette Fusion every 5 minutes because you want to look like Bradley Pitt or whoever. No. So this adds strength to your body. Having hair adds strength to your body. It keeps you nice and contained and strong. So that's why Sadhguru has long hair. And
If there is no sadhana, it won't make much of a difference.
so, yeah, if there is meditation practice that you're doing, you should shave your hair. I was shaving my hair when I was at a Buddhist monastery in Thailand and Burma, because that's what the monks were doing, and it was kind of frowned upon if you had long hair in a way. You're supposed to do what everybody else is doing there. And I realized quite quickly that this is not appropriate for me to do anymore. It hurts my body every time that I do it. Just in the same way that if I go to a tree and I trim its branches, yes, energy goes into that, but it's also the tree doesn't want to do that. It doesn't want that to happen. So if you're growing a fruit tree, I understand, but otherwise you shouldn't really mess with the nature. So I'm not messing with my own nature. I'm done doing that. I will no longer do that. I'm not sure how long I will keep my hair growing. It's already down to my shoulders. It's gonna keep growing until either it's time for me to shave it off, or I'm gonna trim it, or I'm going to dreadlock it. But right now, I can't touch it. I'm not gonna touch it. It's not appropriate for me to touch it. Why? Because I want to grow much more in my energy, and this is the best way to do so. He's also said sarcastically or funnily on multiple occasions that people that have short hair, or men that have long beards, men that have short beards, is like, why are you cutting it off? Do you even know why you're cutting it off? And then there was an interview, he was talking to some guy, and the guy's pulling his hair, and Sadhguru's like, do you want to make your beard longer? Yes, my friend, because your body has wisdom. There's wisdom in your body, and you're manipulating your body in so many ways. So why are you doing that? You don't know, because there's no pain in your hair. There is pain, but it's much more sensitive for you to perceive it than if you were to get a cut or a bruise or something. So there is pain when you cut your hair. There is sensitivity. You have to grow into that sensitivity for you to be able to see that and perceive that. I hope you do. And just kind of a good rule of thumb is just to grow your hair. Hey, don't mess with your body. Let your hair grow, and you'll be better off as a result. So that's it. If you want to work with me and change your life spiritually, go to shivakailash.com. You can work with me face-to-face, one-on-one coaching. I highly recommend you do so. If you want to buy this spiritual necklace, Shiva's Rudraksha, you can also buy this. It's consecrated by moi, with Kailash's energies. You can go to shivakailash.com and purchase yourself whatever you want there. And that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. 2026, we're going to go to Kailash. That's my plan. If you want to make your reservation, you also go to shivakailash.com and reserve your spot there. See you soon. Peace.